Hello, once again. Hello, my viewers. Hello, my viewers. This is your host, Gaming Odyssey, back at it again with another episode of, Chalice. Basically, I've been testing out a couple of decks, but I'm basically, how would I say, I'm more invested in War Chalice right now because I'm trying to make the deck a little bit better. Once I have a more consistent deck that I can use to climb ladder, then I'll leave it alone. But until then, I'm going to continue to deck test it. One of the problems that you often find in Yu-Gi-Oh is that when people start using decks, they get tired of it. It's easy for you to get, how would I say, burnt down by the deck because you're using it constantly, every single time. There is no fun in just playing the deck. Actually, many times people just do, oh, I'm just going to do my rank and then I'll move on. But when you look at Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to understand one thing. It is not designed for you to just continuously play one deck and just keep on winning and moving on. There's an art to putting some of the games together, putting some of the cards together, putting some of the strategy together. All of these things are a combination of what makes Yu-Gi-Oh what it is. And living in this new era where we have people that are just constantly looking for new forms of entertainment because there's just a plethora of them out there. It's easy for you to hop, it's easy for you to develop these AHD or ADD&D or ADHD type of syndromes where you feel that you don't need to sit down and invest in something. And that is what I have noticed with many of the decks that I have built. If you look closely at the decks that I have so far, you find that there's a lot of them, different of them, and I don't even sit down to spend time to kind of really complete the deck. And I think I need to stop it because I keep wasting resources moving from one area to the next and so on and so forth, and there's just too much resource wasting, and I don't want to be spending too much money in this game in order to have the best shit. So my advice to a lot of people is this: pick one deck, just stick with it, rock with it, and keep trying to make it better, while at the same time depriving yourself of playing other games. This will allow you to gather enough cards, and if you wish to move from one deck area to another deck, make sure you complete all the cards associated with that deck. It's often better for you to just complete everything there. Make sure it's everything is done. I'm not talking about like generate a new card. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean finding the real appropriate cards. Even if you have to go to other simulators to find them out, do it. And then come back to Master Duel and keep trying to build on it and make sure it gets better. And that way you have a more roundabout knowledge about some of these cards. Let's look at this quickly. Recently I was doing my research and I noticed a card and I just quickly put it in my favorites. It's called Alumi Raj. It's a great card, by the way, and it's a new card I just discovered, and so I decided to put it in my what do you call it again, in my War Chalice deck. But the thing about it is that I have not used it yet. However, in other games that I have played, in order to complete the deck, it's doing favorably, especially when you mix it up with other cards, that are like equip cards and so on and so forth. You can actually get just beautiful results. So, like I said, just check them out, look for them, and the more you keep playing in one particular section in order to try and solve that problem. Because let me put it like this for you guys: too many people are out here talking about Yu-Gi-Oh needing support. Oh, this type of card, they need support. This kind of card, they need support. Blah blah blah. Like many of the times, like what effect is out there that a support card? I mean, what effect is out there that many cards cannot accomplish? Sure, you're not gonna have all the cards that are needed in one particular zone, But at the end of the day, guys, there's a lot of effects in this game, a lot. And if you just sat down and do your research and take the pleasure of exploring, all the numerous cards that are available in the game, you might just find one that's close to the kind of support you really need. You don't need Konami actually defining the support for a particular card. Okay? Take for instance the trap holes. It's only recently that I started looking at the trap holes when I was playing Trapnex that I found out that there was a whole different type of trap hole, that fits my purpose. So no longer am I using the bottomless trap hole card anymore. I'm using another type of trap hole now. There are many of them. I think there are about 6 of them or so. Deep trap hole, deep dark trap hole. So many of them. So many of them. There are about 6 of them, I think. Great cards. Like, I couldn't believe it. And then I got involved with the wind chime, or wind something, I've forgotten what it is, whereby if a card that was special summoned from either the grave or wherever it is comes to the field, you can actually use that to actually negate them. And if you can see in most of my games, you actually see me use those cards. These cards I never knew. I mean, as I'm exploring, I'm seeing new cards that I can use. People call support. Let me put like this for you. There are too many cards in this game. Over 900 cards. No, maybe 700, maybe. I don't know. But at least I know there are many of them. At least 700 or 600 cards over that. Guys, there must be an effect out there. And I'm tired. Okay, and I'm going to say this again, guys. Let me put like this for you. Konami shouldn't continue to create card specific like typeset, specific cards to fulfill a desire. They should be creating like how would I put it, like a support, like a total like package support for all the decks, that can actually help all the decks thrive. So regardless of which deck you're with, they might have a different way of coming about, but still the support in order to help them in this modern day Yu-Gi-Oh should be there. So I don't think Konami should be answering specifically to certain decks like maybe ABCs or 1, 2, 3s, Sesame Street. But the main thing here is, what I'm saying is this: they should not go into card specific things. What they should go into is, simply things that actually help the whole game run smoother. We know this modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Everybody's playing that so-called, what do you call that stupid card again? That's next to Halifax. I don't know. Tomahawk or whatever it is. I know it's a Halifax close cousin or whatever it is, plus the speed Junkron and so on and so forth. All of that is just the same play that everybody's using in order to bring out their cards. I think Konami needs to ban that whole process and let people find a whole new process of bringing out their cards. Okay, ban it all. That way people can have that enjoyment of discovery. There are other ways, there are other card effects, there are other methods of doing things. Let the strategy evolve. Let people move away from the meta and go into all these other nooks and places, that a lot of people have not really explored. And let us build something, guys. Let's be a part of the process of building. Okay. So guys, as you guys can see, I have a lot of losses on this account, just so much losses, man. But that's okay. I'm not interested. I was still just, testing decks and so on and so forth. But, that's the way cookie crumbles, though. So right now I just built this new one that I'm trying to test out here. It's a 50 card deck of War Chalice, and I just want you guys to actually watch it and see what it is all about. And the way that I, basically go about fighting certain things. So that's the main thing. What else again? Okay, so we are also dealing with a situation whereby Konami is maybe, I don't know what it is, but it may be running out of ideas when it comes to the events, Duels. I think Konami need to stop thinking about bringing new types of duels in order to keep people entertained. I think they should just circulate it. just keep circulating it, keep circulating it, keep circulating it. You know, maybe have 5 to 10 things that you want to do, maybe 5 events or something like that. And just keep circulating every month or every 2 weeks. Keep circulating a new event, you know, a new way of doing things. And then if you have something like brand new, then go ahead and give us the brand new stuff. It's not as if we're going anywhere, you know. But they've created a platform here, and I believe that a lot of us are going to be stuck on this platform. I really enjoy it. Having mastered Duels has been a very enjoyable moment for me, and I think that it brought me back into the game. In as much as I didn't like modern day Yu-Gi-Oh, I found a lot of ways to deal with modern day Yu-Gi-Oh. Another topic I wanted to discuss about is the timer. From what I'm hearing is that they're trying to reduce the timer to 3. We can't allow that. That shouldn't be it. If people are complaining about waiting too long in order to play their own turn, well, guess what, guys? You can stand up and walk about. Okay, many of us are gaining weight because of games. All right, so use that time that person is spending in order to build their so-called board, right? And do some exercise. Do something else other than just sit down there and just watch them do their combos. All right. If you have things that you can use to stop them, then sure, you're gonna have to be involved in the whole process in order to stop them. You know, but for someone like myself who barely even carry hand traps or even use them that much, I can do every other thing, you know. So I would look at it that those 2 to 3 minutes that I spend waiting for them to finish up their turn gives me an opportunity to stretch, do some pull-ups, sit-ups, whatever it is. There's just so many things I can do within that short amount of time, rather than to sit down there on that screen, you know. So all I'm simply saying is we need to have those 4 minutes. Let people be able to complete their decks. Let people be able to finish up a lot of things that they're doing, you know. That's the best way. If not, it's just going to lose. It's going to feel somehow, and then you're just going to restrict the kind of decks that people are playing. Sure, granted, it might actually help the meta. You know, it's true, it can help the meta. But the truth of the matter is that you don't get the joy of truly exploring in the game about different ways on how to tackle a problem. You need time. Now, many of you out there are going to simply say, you know what? Why don't you just use the training mode in order to sort out all the kinks? And you might be right, yeah, sure. But the truth of the matter is, there's nothing that feels more better than being out here. Now, okay? We can simply say, for many of you out there, you can simply say, you know what? Why don't you use the story mode, right? That's the first one. The second one is, why don't you just go to the normal play, you know, like what do you call casuals? Use casuals and break it open, or you can use something like a dual room and break it all open. You know, that way you understand what the process is, and you all have solid answers. Okay, real solid answers. No joke on that one. I'm not even gonna debate that one. But still, there is nothing more sexier than being unranked, discovering a whole new process because you're desperate. I don't know what it is, like desperation in order to win, like being desperate to win, or feeling like, oh, you know what, I cannot lose here. I don't know what it is. It just gives you that heart of the card kind of moment when you come back from the other side and you're like, wow, this combo really exists. I'm not just I may be pressing buttons, but the combo really exists. I mean, there's that fun element about it, you know, of not really knowing what that deck's capacity can be, because it's not tried and true. You don't know that line of combo, you know. I kind of get that excitement from D&D, you know. So, oh no, I can't play that one. Come on, you know, you get that excitement from D&D. So anyway, to each his own. But I'm just simply saying that element is going to be going away, and I think it's one of the nice things about the game, you know, like when you can play unranked and you have that pressure to win, even with a deck that may have indicated that, oh, you know what, you need to check a couple of things before you move forward. You know, you have to sort out all the bugs and so on and so forth. But there's just that feeling of going into rank and testing out the deck that some people may not really experience because their mind is constantly on one area. That is to win. Games are not really all about winning and losing. It's about the experience. It's about putting something together and sometimes seeing it fail and you have to start from scratch. It's like being out there in the open with a vehicle that you don't really know anything about. You know, you don't know anything about that vehicle, but you're trying to walk towards making sure that that vehicle is working right. You know, and even though the vehicle may be kicking you behind in you to solve the problem, you know, I don't know, it's like the experience of going through all of that, of trying to solve it, and maybe I just at the end solving it. You know that feeling when you're like, I got it in. That feeling is the same way you feel when you're in here too. When you're in the game and you just like, that line of combo does not really exist. But I mean, it doesn't exist at the back of your mind. It's not really established at the back of your mind. But when you pull it off, you cannot help but just, you know, go for, you know, jump for joy, like, yeah, got it, you know. So that's what I believe. I don't know, in the coming days I think I'm going to like increase my upload of games, maybe just one game a day or something like that, you know, to increase my viewership on this channel, just because I know that the main thing here is to keep pushing out videos, and once you go into a constant state of pushing out videos, it can help with the YouTube algorithm, you know, to help your channel. So that's great, man. Guys, I'm telling you, man, World Chalice has some things. It may not be in the meta, but it has some things, you know. And by understanding and being a better duelist in the game, there's always that ability to take like how my people normally say, it's called a quack deck, you know, a useless deck, a deck that shouldn't even see the daylight, basically. I think that deck can transform it into something that can be done. You know, it's like giving you that same Yugimoto kind of feeling, you know. So that's the main thing here. So as you guys can see, this is just the game I played recently, and I lost through this game, you know. And you guys are actually gonna see why, you know, I lost. So. And this is a new combo line I just saw, you know. I just like, wow, okay, here it is. It's like at the back of my mind, like, wow, you know. Yeah, that part of sending that card to the graveyard and then bringing that one, it's a new combo line, and I'm going to capitalize on it as I'm moving forward. That was bad. And then this other one too, knowing that this card actually protects my card, that was a new thing that I learned. So I'm happy about that one. This one, time was against me already, so I was struggling, fighting just to get in there. And like, there's just so many ways of bringing cards out here, man. I'm telling you, this deck is something else. It has so much potential, guys, so much potential. And I couldn't finish it. I just couldn't finish it. I couldn't finish it, and this is where it ended. Boom, that was it. Time was over. There was nothing else I could do about it. So, yeah, like I said, I'm begging Konami not to bring this thing down to 3, please. They should keep it at 4 so that we're able to get the full experience of some of our cards, you know, especially in games. There's always a way out, but if you reduce it all the way from what it should be, which is at least 4 or 5, all the way to 3, like, really, it's a heartbreaking moment, you know, as I'm looking at it. But anyway, guys, I don't want to keep wasting your time rambling on here and trying to get this and that done. But the main thing about it is that I said, you know what, I'm just gonna, you know, take these kind of opportunities to kind of post to my page and hopefully help with the algorithm and getting more viewers to my channel. I'm not gonna be somebody that is always gonna go into the meta. I don't like the meta. I like to be in the off the beaten path. That's the main thing I really enjoy, you know. So for me, basically, you're gonna find me trying to search for decks, gems out there, cards that are only in the normal and rare element that you can actually get for free, so that I can help craft those kind of decks and bring them and make sure that at least they're a little bit more competitive. These are the things that I really enjoy, you know. But to sit down here and just go for the tried and true, like Sword Souls, Branded, what else again? Yeah, I mean, there's some sick cards out there that are just at the top. You know, like once you have an encounter with them, there is no way out. You're done for. But if you can find cards that can help, like Floranderies is something else. You know, with their barrier statue, the wind one, and maybe some other wind monsters. I mean, once they get you in that circle of counter with the wind monster, I've forgotten what it's called. It's almost over. You already know it's over. There's no way to come out of it unless if you have someone like Lava Golem or you can give them a ball, you know. But anyway, I don't want to keep rambling on. Thank you guys for coming out. I understand that we're living in trial times, you know, and I hope that as time goes on, that this game continues to be what it is, and they continue to provide what is needed, you know, to keep this game running. Personally, I don't want them infiltrating the game with a lot of over OP cards that you have to sit down there and buy things, you know. And I do understand that sooner or later they're going to also increase the ranks associated with the game. So that's from Diamond, where it is, maybe to King of Games or to like serious tournament, whatever that they're going to be having. I personally believe that Master Duels should move towards like creating tournaments online, you know, like real like tournament, worldwide tournament where people battle it out all the way to the top, you know, best of 3 or best of whatever in certain formats. Like you come in, you log in during tournament period, and then you play your own games if the other person's online. If not, you wait, you know, until that person comes online. Sure, I mean, it's not distant, it's not solid, but at least for give people an opportunity to actually, like, if people are within this level, like let me just put an example. You have different levels to the tournament, right, in order to get to the King of Games, right? So at the bottom you have everybody, okay? Everybody has to battle at least 2 times to get out of the bottom, or even 3 times, or even 5 times, or 10 times in order to get at the bottom, and maybe the best of maybe 9 games or whatever it is, or the best. I mean, if you've won 9 people or something like that, then you can graduate to the next level of the tournament, right? And you have a certain period in order to do the level of the tournament. That means maybe a week or 2 weeks. Within one level of the tournament, you have to battle, and then once you get your 9 wins or 10 wins or 20 wins from whoever you get them from, whatever deck you used to get them, then you go to the next level. Now, maybe for the bottom level, you're gonna have only 3 decks. You can only utilize only 3 decks, and those 3 decks will be sealed once you leave that first level. They will be sealed to the next level, and then so on and so forth. And so maybe at the upper level, you will have to decide on which deck you really want to play, which deck you believe that you can become King of Games with the deck, you know. So basically, it's like you're going through that whole worldwide tournament. Now here's the situation: at maybe the top 8 level, okay, maybe at the end, almost towards the end, like the top 8 before you go to top 4 and then top 2 and then become final, top 8 level, everybody now waits for whoever is still at the bottom, battling it out all the way to the top. And then once they come into top 8, like almost towards the end level, you know, then we'll decide on who is going to be who. And so to become part of the top 8 contenders, you have to battle it out a couple of times in that middle ground. And then once you get in the top 8, then from the top 8, then top 4, then from the top 4 to the top whatever, and then that's how you maybe get a national whatever tournament thing going that could be televised or whatever it is you want to do. But anyway, that's just my idea. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I know that we live in a digital age whereby a lot of people can contribute a lot to the community when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a fabulous game, you know. So anyway, I don't want to keep rambling on. Thank you guys for coming out to watch me. I'm your host again, Giving Odyssey, and you know, keep catching me catch me while I am still playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I put it to the back burner when I transition to another game that I'm trying to really understand, or my work catches up with me, which is currently what's going on, because I'm trying to get into a new area in my work area. And as a result of that, I might start investing more time because I'm learning new knowledge, so I don't really have time to like play games or anything like that. But the idea is, while I'm still playing Yu-Gi-Oh, while I'm still televising it, yeah, join me on this journey. All right, guys, it's been a blast. Until I see you guys on the next episode, take it easy. Until then, bye.